Next, the transporter completes the remaining forms, giving the transporter's EPA-assigned identification number. The transporter keeps one copy. If there is a second transporter, he or she does the same. Finally, the disposal site owner or operator completes the remaining forms with his or her EPA-assigned identification number. The owner or operator keeps one copy, sends one to the EPA or its state counterpart, and sends one to the generator. The result is a complete paper record of a batch of hazardous wastes from the point of generation to its ultimate disposal site. Generators of waste can be held liable for civil or criminal penalties for failure to complete a manifest, for failure to hire an EPA licensed transporter, or if the wastes are not placed in an EPA licensed facility. There are also civil or criminal penalties for transporters or facilities that are either unlicensed or that handle or accept wastes not allowed under their licenses. Subtitle I of RCRA, regulating underground storage tanks, was added to RCRA through 1984 amendments. Pursuant to the program, states are required to inventory all underground storage tanks containing hazardous substances or petroleum products. Testing of all such tanks is required, and use of tanks that are subject to leaking should have been discontinued by 1997. If an owner or operator of the tank can be identified, he or she is required to undertake and pay for cleanup of the tank and contamination caused by the tank. When an owner or operator cannot be identified or is insolvent, funding may be available from a $500 million leaking underground storage tank trust fund that was established through the 1986 amendments to RCRA. The program is funded by federal taxes on motor fuels. The program has become controversial, however, because various states have run out of funds without having finished testing and cleanup of the numerous leaking tanks within their borders. Subtitle J was added to RCRA in 1988 when U.S. citizens became alarmed in response to reports about medical wastes being washed up on beaches in the United States and in other parts of the world. Pursuant to Subtitle J, the EPA conducted a 2-year demonstration project designed to track medical waste from generation to disposal, following the model of Subtitle C, which regulates disposal of hazardous wastes. To this date, Congress has not enacted a nationwide program for medical waste regulation. Some states, however, are regulating such wastes. The most recent amendments to RCRA are in the Land Disposal Program Flexibility Act of 1996. The law allows decharacterized wastes from centralized wastewater management systems to be disposed of on land so long as they are not hazardous wastes at the point of disposal. The law also allows more flexibility for the states as they regulate small landfills, identified as those receiving less than 20 tons of waste per day, allowing them to exempt those small landfills from groundwater monitoring requirements under certain conditions. Sanctions for violations of the various requirements of RCRA include civil and criminal penalties. Civil penalties range up to $25,000 per day per violation. Criminal penalties can include up to 1 year in prison, fines of up to $25,000 per day per violation, or both.
Created using Powtoon.